This is the TV news for Tuesday, October 12th. Well, let's begin with the New Media, New Marketing report. If your media company is weighing Google TV versus Apple TV for content exhibition, stand by. Combridges.com's John Leland has some important things to tell you. John.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting with all the buzz around Google TV and Apple TV. I think that it's worth taking a couple minutes to provide broadcasters and other people who are distributing media on the web and via, really, it's not via the web anymore. You know, along the lines of Wired Magazine's cover, the web is dead. We're really looking at program distribution that is beyond the web. Obviously, YouTube for free distribution of programming is you know, the dominant elephant in the room at the moment. But if you're a broadcaster or somebody who wants to sell programming, you need to have an infrastructure. You know, the first thing is it really isn't either or. I'm fond of saying the question is not how to distribute, but how else to distribute. But that having been said, I think that it's worth underscoring Apple's leadership in the marketplace, and some of it reflects what we talked about last week in terms of these new web-based businesses that are now media properties. You know, and I'm talking about Netflix and Amazon, for example, who have customer retail relationships, who have an infrastructure and a channel. I think specifically Amazon and Netflix are very important in this conversation. But between Google TV on one hand and Apple TV on the other, I think Apple TV has a huge lead. And a lot of people don't realize that the Apple TV is running the iOS, the same operating system that is on the iPhone and is on the iPad. So one of the things that us Apple watchers are very observant of Apple about is that they tend to have a very nice incremental ramp up. People forget, for example, that the iPad really is just a first version. There will absolutely be versions with cameras. There's going to be all kinds of new kinds of iPads coming as the years roll out. And that's very true of iTV, of the Apple TV. It's got the iOS built into it. We're going to see the iTunes infrastructure, the ecosystem, if you will, leveraged through the Apple TV. We already know that you have the ability to play media off of your iPhone, off of your iPad. So the fact that Apple has all this hardware in place with the iTunes App Store infrastructure there for doing transactions, from a media distribution point of view, gives them a huge lead. And that is a very important thing in this business. Now, the other thing that's a given is that everything changes, so that's the way it is today. But don't discount what Apple has already built. It's a huge advantage. And if I had to choose one platform for selling my TV program, it would be via iTunes and Apple.
Advantage for right now, right here, right now, Apple. We thank you, John, and we will see you next week.
New Media, New Marketing is brought to you by Combridges, your internet and multi-screen marketing go-to guys. Visit us at combridges.com.
And now, as promised, an update on the vaunted Brett Favre NFL Wiener-Gate. Yesterday, Favre apologized to his Viking teammates for being a distraction to the preparation for last night's Monday night game against the Jets. Tomorrow, we'll let you know how Wiener-Gate affected the ratings for Monday Night Football. To reach the decision makers in the TV and new media industries with your message and in video, become a sponsor of the TV news. All you have to do to get started is to shoot us an email at advertise@thetvnews.tv. NATPE, the global content marketplace, has a message for you. See you in Miami! The NATPE Marketing Conference happens in January at the Fontainebleau Resort in Miami Beach. For information, log on to natpemarket.com. And that about does it for this edition of the TV News. Tomorrow, big announcement, another fresh edition, and our feature will be the Programming Pulse with the one and only ever-lovely Susan Hibben, who is finally back. I'm Jeff Grimshaw. We thank you very much for watching, and as always, go out and make it a good day.
The TV News has been brought to you by American Ingenuity TV. For all of your electronic marketing and creative challenges, American Ingenuity TV is simply the solution.